Dear learners and listeners, welcome to this session. Today we are going to see the topic concept of corporate social responsibility. I am Dr. G. Uma, faculty in the School of Gender and Development Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Welcome to this session. First, I will introduce the topic. When you talk about corporate social responsibility, you need to know who are all corporates. Corporates not only work with their employees and consumers, usually they also work with other business, government, local authorities and the general public. Thus, they do work with society and community. So, these are people like the society, community and who are all part of that particular business, they are all called as stakeholders. So, what we need to understand the difference between shareholder and stakeholder. Okay, let us see first who are all the stakeholders and what is the difference between shareholders and stakeholders. So, before we get into this topic further, I would like to talk about the learning objective of this session. In this session, we will learn and we will define the term CSR and stakeholders and discuss the various publics of CSR, okay, who are all part of that corporate social responsibility. Stakeholders, let us define what is stakeholder. Stakeholder is someone who is not directly connected to the business but would be affected by it at some point in time. Every business understands the significance of image in long run and corporate social responsibility initiates give them a platform to enhance their image in the eyes of the stakeholders. Now, let us define what is corporate social responsibility. CSR is a system for corporates that ensures the responsibility of businesses towards society. This covers the financial, legal and unrestricted exceptions that public has of a corporate. It is a wholesome business concept to have sustainable growth by taking care of all the stakeholders by providing financial, communal and environment benefits. Howard Bowen defines CSR as, quote, it refers to the obligations of businessmen to pursue those policies, to make those decisions or to follow those lines of action which are desirable in terms of objectives and values of our society, unquote. Archie B. Carroll offers the following definitions, quote, the social responsibility of the business encompasses the economic, legal, ethical and discretionary expectations that society has of organization at a given point in time, unquote. Like according to UNIDO, quote, corporate social responsibility is a management concept whereby companies integrate social and environmental concerns in their business operations and interactions with their stakeholders. CSR is generally understood as being the way through which the company achieves a balance of economic, environmental and societal imperatives, unquote. Thus, CSR is an evolving term. In the previous lecture, we talked about the history of CSR, in that how the term has evolved from the first industrial revolution. In the earlier, it used to be termed as just any other extracurricular activity other than the economic, technical or legal necessity of the corporate. Now, the definition of CSR goes beyond this and is better described as the strong sense of social responsibility towards the public attached to it. Today, almost all the corporates use CSR initiatives for benefits like a better sales, valuable brand identity and loyal customers. Let us see the aims and objectives of CSR. It is the practice with an objective to take social responsibility as a corporate and act on it through various CSR activities. CSR aims at creating a positive impact through contributing towards various social issues related to customers, internal publics, society and anyone in public scope who may be considered as stakeholders. It is the way of giving back to the society in which you operate and earn from. So, whatever you most of the companies they earn by taking resources from the society, and whatever they produce they sell it through the market. So, people will buy and from that they earn the profit. So, they earn the profit from the society, and it is a CSR as an act to give it back certain percentage of their earnings to the society for the well-being of the people in the society and for the well-being of the entire society, like to address the concerns of the environment and address the concerns of the climate change, other so many issues they try to address through the CSR activities. CSR involves managing business in a way that is legal, ethical and meets the commercial as well as social expectation. It is the corporate method that supports social development by providing financial and social aids for all the publics. It is a concept with many descriptions and practices. Now, let us see the stakeholder and publics. Stakeholders or shareholders are directly or indirectly affected by the company's activities. They are all referred as publics. So, you must have already learned the concept of internal and external publics in the lecture Public Relations. Let us see the involvement of government when it comes to CSR activities. There is a direct relations between the CSR activities by the corporates and the government guidelines. Government policies immensely shape the regulation of businesses as far as India is concerned. Government policies related to the business asserts that any business procedure shall not bring any damage to the public, and the climate and organizations should live in harmony with the public and surroundings. To ensure the following, government passes laws to observe both the conduct and operations. Some monetary fine or another form of punishment is also there for businesses that violate the law. Governments offer companies with several endowments and incentives on a condition that they meet the terms of regulations and policies. Some studies indicate that a very high percentage of businesses have shown additional benefits by adhering to the government policies. Lastly, government control businesses to safeguard stakeholders and shareholders' interest. In absence of these regulations and policies, people's interest could be exploited by money-minded businesses. Also, these policies provide protection to the business from public misconduct and illegal interference. Like there are some criticism about the CSR activities. Some of the criticism I would like to bring for your notice, or you can discuss further in this regard. Government tries to balance the act of profit making and societal responsibilities of the corporate. There are some criticism and counterpoints to the interference of government into the CSR policies. Some disapprove the whole concept of CSR and claim that it is a government responsibility to ensure the development of the society. Business are there to make profit, not for the welfare of the people. Critics of CSR argue upon a number of apprehensions, including CSR's affiliation to the ultimate nature of business, that is profit, and doubtful motivations for engaging in CSR activities, that is only because of the law. Also worries about the insincerity and deceit. Society, when it comes to the society, do CSR initiatives actually bring a positive changes, or is it just a more ethical term of PR or marketing and greenwash? We have talked about how CSR benefits the corporate and improves the image of the business. Now we are going to discuss the value of CSR from a societal point of view. Studies have shown that a corporation should focus on the positive outcome rather than media coverage when it comes to CSR activities. A honest CSR engagement can encourage new consumers, ensure loyalty and steadier brand acknowledgement in a long run. However, The counter view is that many corporates use CSR only to gain financial profits that come from such obligations, irrespective of the social welfares. Thus, CSR initiatives fall short of their possible social effect, since helping the public was never the corporate's planned outcomes to start with. Accountable CSR activities of the corporate may motivate the public to do the same in their lives and community. This kind of societal stimulation may empower them to gain emotional benefits from being involved in helping other people. Corporate success by implementing successful CSR activities is the success for the local community too. A successful company could hire more manpower from the local community with better pay and facilities. CSR activities are the best way for the corporate to contribute directly to the society and the public. Through any local or national level contribution, a corporate can help the community. A corporate can directly take social initiatives like health programs for people under the poverty line, working with beggars, or can work with the NGO in the fields in line with its mission and vision. Most of the time, while choosing what cause or area to work with, a corporate goes in the directions where they can relate it with their main business. For example, food chain can donate all the leftover food to some orphanage or people living on streets. This can solve the problem of leftover food, and the CSR activity is also accomplished without much hassle. After businesses choose to make constructive contribution to the public, they actually benefit the corporates in the process. Like a company like a Nestle can be a good case in the above mentioned perspective, that is, I told you the leftover food can be given to the orphanage or people living in the streets. So, their CSR activities will be fulfilled without much hassle. So, Nestle can be a good case in the above mentioned perspective. Nestle uses the powerful tagline which entirely supports the brand's motto, good food, good life. It is not just a tagline used for endorsing the brand, it essentially condenses their CSR initiatives and conveys their woes towards the improvement of community health. In India, in 2013, an amendment was made in the Company Act section 135, making it compulsory to spend at least 2% of average net profits of CSR during the 3 immediately prior or following fiscal years at any time of corporates. However, not all corporates come under this rule. Corporates having a net value of 5 billion or more, companies with the turnover of rupees 10 billion or more are the ones having the net profit of rupees 50 million and above during any single financial year come under this act. The step was taken to make sure that big corporates making huge profits take CSR seriously and can be held accountable if they fail to do so. Various corporates use different approaches to conduct their CSR activities. Most people, CSR activities include educational and health promotional programs. An in-house foundation with the staff participating as volunteers is also a prevalent activity as it generates a lot of media attention. Programs related to issues like gay rights, eradicating encephalitiasis disease, cleft palate are used less as they are very specific in terms of target audience, or it reduces the scope of the CSR activity to a particular area or community. Like, let us see the benefits of CSR. If you talk about the external benefits of CSR on a large scale, it can create a short-term job opportunities through various community-based programs like building a local park or a sports center. Plantation and cultivation programs are highly appreciated in areas where the plantation is very less or it adversely affected by some climate operations. Steps like recycling are also well received by the public as it helps the environment and waste management. Like companies like Mahindra, they have specifically chosen to address the food security of the school going children, and they have opened up the midday meals program in the state of Odisha. So, there are various activities that carried out by the corporates that we can see as the direct benefits of CSR. Like internal benefits are for the internal publics like employees. Other than attracting and retaining the best talent in the industry, CSR serves as an addition to the routine work and gives a feeling of purpose to the company's employees while doing their regular job. CSR also helps in business sustainability, competitive lead and easier compliance with governing obligations. Public image, let us see the public image, how it can be built through the CSR. Corporates that establish their commitment to various CSR activities are perceived as more humanitarian than others. However, one needs to remember that initiating CSR activities is not enough. Corporates have to make sure that the public notices them, and only then will their image be benefited. It is as simple as that. Anyone and everyone would like to get involved with someone with a good reputation. If given a choice, the customer will buy from someone who helps the society too. A corporate can create a positive image by connecting with NGOs through financial donations, employee volunteers, donation of products, services, and by making the public aware of their contribution. In a nutshell, well thought out CSR activities advance the corporate's public image and its connection with customers. That is very important. Then let us see media exposure. If you need a public reaction, you must make people aware of your efforts. If no one knows about the efforts of corporate is putting in CSR initiatives, the CSR activity will not reach its full potential. CSR can give a really good platform to corporate in media. Strategically planned CSR activities lead to great media coverage and strong media relations. And we all know news stories create a better image than any advertisements. However, corporates should be prepared that once in limelight, media will keep a close eye on all the past work and future endeavors. In a nutshell, well planned CSR program is a gateway to good media coverage and positive portrayal. Employee retention. Every employee wants to work with a corporate that has an ethical consciousness. It is a good for morale and overall growth. Being associated with a name that has a strong values and is known for its commitment to society is encouraging for an employee. And happy employees mean better results. Also, it helps in retaining the employees in today's competitive world. To be precise, CSR helps in attracting and retaining the best talent in the business. Attract and hold investors. Investors are the people who bring money to business. Without them, no one can succeed. The ones who give money want to know how their funds are being used. Investors not only ask for a sound business plan and profits from the corporate, but also study CSR plan for a long run. They understand that it is not only profit that matters in business over a longer period. When the corporation is associated with cause and also encourages its employees to be part of its initiatives, it motivates the investors to be invested with corporates that upkeep an assurance not only to its employees and customers, but also CSR initiatives that impact the society. Community support. Along with the internal and external policies, the community plays an important role for any business establishment. Businesses do understand that even after clearing all the legal formalities, without community support, it will be extremely difficult to operate smoothly. An apt example here would be Tata Nano plant in Singur, West Bengal. Tata started their plant in Singur to manufacture their small wonder Tata Nano. The farmland laws undertaken by the state government under the Land Acquisition Act led to controversy. This started protest by farmers, opposition and social activists. The whole project was under attack and immense pressure by protesting farmers. Ms. Mamata Banerjee launched a movement Save Farmland to support the protesters. The whole situation turned to intense that despite the state government support, Tata had to shift the whole entire operations of the plant to Sanand, Gujarat in October 2008. These are the further readings. If you are interested to read further about these topics, you can go through Nayanthara Mitra and Skim Peter 2016 Corporate Social Responsibility in India Cases and Developments After the Legal Mandate. That is the e-book is available, published by the Springer, Germany, and P. Kotler and Lee. The book is published in 2008. The title is Corporate Social Responsibility, Doing the Most Good for Your Company and Your Cause, published by the Willy India Private Limited, UNIDO website, and you can go to the Ministry of Company Affairs, Government of India's website and National Committee of Corporate Governance. These are some of the important references you can go through for understanding more about this topic. Thank you so much for listening to this lecture. We will again meet in some other lecture. Once again, thank you so much.